liquid bleach. It smells fresh.
Tonight, live from the Shrine Auditorium in Los Angeles, California, the motion picture capital of the world, it's the 61st Annual Academy Awards. Brought to you by Revlon. The most unforgettable women in the world wear Revlon. Kodacolor Gold Film, film that shows your true colors. GE, from satellites to medical systems, we bring good things to life. And Diet Coke, just for the taste of it. The move is on to Diet Coke. Some of the early arrivals here for the 61st Annual Academy Awards. Best Actress nominee tonight, Jodie Foster. Here's two-time nominee tonight, Sigourney Weaver. One man, no baby, Tom Selleck. Fatal Attractions, Anne Archer. And moonlighting tonight, Bruce Willis and Demi Moore. Another nominee tonight, Max von Sydow. Here's high-flying Tom Cruise. Best Actress nominee, Glenn Close. Robin Williams. Romantic co-stars Kurt Russell and Goldie Hawn. Tap dancing movie star Gregory Hines. Previous winner nominated tonight for Best Actor, Dustin Hoffman. Nominee and her co-star Gina Davis and Jeff Goldblum. Best Actor nominee Edward James Olmos. Oscar winner and nominee Gene Hackman. Here's comedy star nominee Tom Hanks. And first-time nominee and best friends, Don Johnson and Melanie Griffith. Supporting actor nominee, Martin Landau. Comedy legend, Lucille Ball. Tonight's maestro, Marvin Hamlish. Cuddly Dudley Moore. Beautiful and elegant Jacqueline Bisset. Comic star Martin Short. Tonight's nominee and two-time winner, Meryl Streep. From the accounting firm of Price Waterhouse, who tabulate the balloting and guarantee the secrecy and the integrity of the results, Mr. Frank Johnson and Mr. Dan Lyle.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, here's one of the great legends of Hollywood. She's back with us tonight, Miss Snow White. Good evening.
Oh, good evening, Mr. Archer. It is so exciting to be here tonight. I'm a little late, though. Can you tell me how to get into the theater?
That's easy, Snow. Just follow the Hollywood stars.
Follow the Hollywood stars? Oh, follow the Hollywood stars. with glamour are gleaming and bright. And we only have stars for you, dear. The ones you have made in the annual Oscar parade. Yes, we only have stars for you. Good evening, and welcome to the 61st Academy Awards. It's so exciting to be back in Tinseltown. I've missed it so. I remember the movie premieres at Grauman's Chinese Theater and the wonderful star-studded parties at the Coconut Grove. Why, I have so many wonderful, wonderful memories of my Hollywood.
Ladies and gentlemen, Merv Griffin.
I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts. There they are, standing in a row. Big ones, small ones, some as big as your head. You give them a twist, a flick of the wrist, what the showman said. Good evening and welcome to the fabulous Coconut Grove, where every night is exciting. Meet the stars, Mr. Buddy Rogers, Miss Alice Faye, Mr. Tony Martin, his beautiful wife, Sid Charisse. Lovely eyes at me, they were beaming, they were scheming, and I was starstruck. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Dorothy Lamour. Here they are, Roy Rogers and Dale Evans. You've opened heaven's portal here on earth for this poor mortal, Vincent Price and Coral Brown. Isn't it exciting, Snow? Isn't it thrilling? It gets better. Meet your blind date, Rob Lowe.
Lowe, I'm such a fan.
Really? Well, I'm a big fan of yours, Snow, but you know, there's so much I'd like to know about you.
Used to work a lot for Walt Disney, starring in cartoons every night and day.
But you said goodbye to Grumpy and Sleepy, left the dwarves behind, came to town to stay.
Big lights keep on burning, cameras keep on turning. Ooh, rolling, rolling, keep the cameras rolling. Rolling, rolling, keep the cameras rolling.
Keep the cameras rolling.
And you made it big in the movies. Came to Hollywood to play the game. You became a star as an animated mama. Earned yourself a place in the Walk of Fame. Street lights keep on burning. Cameras keep on turning. Rolling, rolling. Keep the cameras rolling.
It's a place where people come to near and far. From the plush of your seat in the Grauman's Chinese Theater, wherever you look, you see a movie star.
Well, I told them I'd be thrilled to do the Oscars if they could just come up with an entrance. And think of it, more than 1.5 billion people just watched that. Oh, God. Oh. And at this very moment, they're trying to make sense of it. And in how many different languages? It's mind-boggling. I knew it was going to happen one day. The whole planet has gone Hollywood. So pull up a seat and be prepared to spend the next few hours sitting on the edge of it and welcome to the show. We'll be right back.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return in a moment with Melanie Griffith and Don Johnson. Ladies and gentlemen, the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, Richard Carr.
Among the declared purposes of the newly formed Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, back there in the spring of 1927, was one which called for the recognition of distinctive achievements by the presentation of awards of merit. Our founding members were eager for the awards to become symbols of great value, bring renown to their recipients. They wanted them to serve as a constant incentive for everyone within the film industry. And they hoped that one day these awards would focus wide public attention upon the best in motion pictures. Tonight, for the 61st time, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences delivers on those hopes and dreams by honoring the outstanding achievements in motion pictures for the year 1988. For those of you in the audience tonight who will go home with this fella, you will soon discover for yourselves what a unique and special distinction has been accorded you. From this night forward, whenever your name appears in print, whenever it's spoken of professionally, it's going to be preceded by the three words, Academy Award winner. For the rest of us, the Academy statuette will continue to be what our forebears wanted it to be, a beacon of excellence for us to follow. And as for their dreams of wide public attention for these awards, well, I don't see how any of them could have envisioned this scene tonight, as 91 countries around the world, including for the first time the Soviet Union, watched these proceedings. The high hopes and aspirations that our founding members had back in 1927 for these awards of merit have truly become the proud reality of this evening's gathering. A gathering which I'm happy to say has already shown the promise of being a very enjoyable one. To continue in that spirit, here's someone we've enjoyed, whether he's diapering a baby or making love to the world's most beautiful women. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present Mr. Tom Selleck.
Good evening. You may have noticed that when Richard Kahn introduced me, he introduced me without ever using the word host. The reason for that is that I'm not your host this evening. I feel like a host because I don't have a podium, but I'm not your host, obviously. In the past years, there have been hosts. If Bob Hope or Johnny Carson or Chevy Chase were out here right now, you'd be laughing uncontrollably. But this year, we're going to try something new. Hopefully, whenever there's something you want to know, someone will come along and tell you, sometimes alone, as I'm doing now. But more often than not, people will arrive in groups. There will be couples, there will be co-stars, there will be compadres, and there will be companions. Did you know that in 1929, the first Academy Awards ceremony was held at the Hollywood Roosevelt Hotel? Well, Douglas Fairbanks presented the awards that evening, all of them, in just 5 minutes. Well, the journey's going to be a little longer tonight. But there are so many wonderful and exciting surprises, and so many glamorous and dedicated artists to act as your guides through the next few hours, that I hope that it will seem like 5 minutes and that you'll wind up asking for more. So, to present our first Oscar of the evening is one of tonight's Academy Award nominees, Melanie Griffith, and her best friend, Don Johnson.
are to present the first award of the evening, which is, well, I guess it's not exactly an awesome responsibility, but it's a big deal. I mean, we don't want to look stupid or entering the cue cards. Well, it looks like we've never seen each other before or anything like that, right?
Well, I think they know we've seen each other before, dear. Why don't you just take a couple of deep breaths and try and relax and pretend you're in Lamaze class or something.
No, I'll be fine, and let's just give the award, okay?
Yeah. It's particularly appropriate that the award is for the supporting actress because, well, let's face it, I have supported one or two actresses in the past.
Yeah, and one or two have supported you.
I don't think anybody really wants to hear about that right now.
I do.
Dear. Well, I don't think...
Oh, I do. I want to know. I mean, what's the matter? Scared of a few billion people out there, honey?
Well, I'll tell you what. After the show, I'll take you out to the supermarket. We'll buy a few magazines, and you can read all about it. How I lived in a UFO for 6 years, how in a former life you were Anne Boleyn, and how our household pets have all gotten literary agents and are telling our secret story from the point of view of the foot of the bed. In the meantime, why don't we read the list of nominees?
Why don't we do that? The nominees for Best Performance by an Actress in a Supporting Role are my wonderfully talented colleagues. From Working Girl, Joan Cusack.
Yes, I'm talking to you.
Yes. Oh, God.
First of all, look me in the eye and tell me you're not thinking, even in your wildest dreams, Mr. Briefcase, let's have lunch there is like going to take you away from all of this.
Doing a deal together, that's all.
Because you know going in you're going to get your heart stomped just like you stomping Mick's.
From The Accidental Tourist, Gina Davis.
I'm ashamed to be seen with me, and next you think I'm the best thing that ever happened to you. Maybe tomorrow you'll be here, maybe you won't. Maybe you'll just go on back to Sarah.
All I'm saying is,
take care what you promised my son. Don't go making him any promises you don't intend to keep.
From Mississippi Burning, Frances McDormand.
I can look it up and only see bigots and racists. Hatred isn't something you're born with. It gets taught.
From Dangerous Liaison, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Whatever happened?
I
can't.
Is love what you mean?
You promised
yes,
not to
of
speak
course,
of it.
I understand, but I must know.
I can't. Don't you understand? It's impossible.
You don't have to speak. You don't have to speak. Just look at me.
Yes. And also from Working Girls, Sigourney Weaver.
My name is Catherine Carr. I'm the assistant partner in mergers and acquisitions at Petty Marsh. And this woman is my secretary.
She's not?
Oh, no? Ask her.
Can you explain, Jack?
While I was laid up with broken bones, she rifled through my desk, found my memo outlining a Trask radio acquisition, and has been passing it off as her idea.
And the Oscar goes to Gina Davis, The Accidental Tourist.
Thank you. Wow, I sort of can't believe I have to go first. I'm very thrilled. I think, first of all, I should thank Ann Tyler for writing such a wonderful book. And, and after that, pretty much everything else, I think, goes to my dear friends Larry Kez and Bill Hurt. And let's see, I'd also like to thank Ruth Myers, our wonderful costume designer, David Eidenberg and Susan Geller, my wonderful acting coach, Roy London, and my other wonderful acting coach and darling husband, Jeff Goldblum. Thank you to all the members of the Academy.
Ladies and gentlemen, two-time Academy Award winner, Miss Jane Fonda.
Tonight we honor extraordinary achievements in all areas of motion picture production for 1988, a year in which it can truly be said the world went back to the movies. The members of this Academy have chosen 5 out of the eligible films. These exceptional movies range across the spectrum of human experience, covering topics as diverse as autism, racism, careerism, sexism, voyeurism, and tourism, accidental and otherwise. You want isms? We got them. As the evening progresses, we're going to show you scenes from each of the 5 nominees. And by the way, this in no way excuses you from going to see the movies themselves. And I mean see them in a theater. You want to watch videotapes? I know some terrific videotapes you can watch. Okay? Our first nominee for Best Picture is Rain Man. It's about what happens when a slick young hustler discovers his long-lost older brother, an autistic savant. The brothers are played magnificently by Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise. In this scene, the younger brother inadvertently triggers a memory in his older brother's mind, a memory that provides a clue, a very vital clue, to what happened to them in their childhood.
You know what I mean, and the way she looked was way beyond compare. So how could I dance with another? Ooh, I saw her standing there.
Can I like it when you sing to me? Yeah. Do we sing any other songs? You like the Beatles?
Yeah.
Oh, it's scary. Oh, it's very bad. Very bad. Oh, it's very bad. What's scary bad? Hot water, baby. Water. Hot water, baby? What baby? Me? Yeah. Me? Yeah. I'm not burned, man. Not burned, baby. I'm not burned. Yeah. I'm not burned. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce a man who was my father's best friend and a part of my life when I was growing up. He's here tonight with one of the screen's great beauties. You'll remember them from Hitchcock's film Vertigo, but I know them as Jimmy Stewart and Kim Novak.
Well, Kim, you know, I could have gone up there and walked down with you, but as you know, I'm afraid of heights.
I seem to remember that.
Yeah.
Now, if you happen to have on these shoes, Jimmy, I mean, then you would have something to be afraid about.
Well, if I was wearing those shoes, I'd be afraid of a lot of things and a lot of... a lot of things would be afraid of me, too.
We're here to present the awards tonight to the gentleman who makes sure that the audience hears every sigh, each whisper, even every moan. The Sound Awards.
Well, you've certainly piqued me, I feel very honored giving this award. I've always enjoyed a very good relationship with the sound man. Unfortunately, they sometimes run out of tape before I finish my line.
The award for achievement in sound will go to one of these masterful teams. Les Freshholtz, Dick Alexander, Vern Poor, and Willie D. Burton, who showcased the music of the great Charlie Parker and Bird. Don Bassman, Kevin F. Cleary, Richard Overton, and Al Overton, who blew up the new Fox building in Die Hard. Andy Nelson, Brian Saunders, and Peter Hanford, who faithfully recorded all the idle chatter of Gorillas in the Mist. Robert Litt, Elliot Tyson, Rick Klein, and Danny Michael, who made sure that we understood all the actors, even when they were wearing hoods, in Mississippi Burning. And Robert Knudsen, John Boyd, Don DiGirolamo, and Tony Daw, who brilliantly captured all the tunes, sung by all the tunes, in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And the Oscar goes to... Bert.
Good afternoon. I thank you. I'm so happy. This is my 4th nomination, and I don't know what to say other than I'm so delighted. These wonderful people with me here, Les Freshholt and Vern Poor and Dick Alexander, thank you for everything. I'd like to thank David Valdez, also Clint Eastwood, and also my boom man, Marvin Lewis and Robert Harris. Thank you. Thank you for everything.
And now the award for sound effects editing. These are people who put all those sighs and whispers and moans in the proper sequence. And the nominees are Stephen F. Flick and Richard Shore for crashing cars, crashing elevators, crashing bodies in Die Hard. For Charles L. Campbell and Louis L. Edom for helping to make Roger the most popular rabbit since Harvey. And who framed Roger Rabbit? Dan Bruce and Richard Hines for transporting us to a world of medieval magic and sorcery in Willow.
And the Oscar will go to Charles L. Campbell and Louis Edelman for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
What a lovely beginning to the evening. Ladies and gentlemen of the Academy, we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. My friend Louis would like to say a word.
I remember the first time Chuck and I screened Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was a maze of pencil tests, actors acting with no one, sometimes on empty stages. After the screen, Bob Zemeckis turned to us and said, "Guys, trust us. We think we know what we're doing." Obviously, he did. On behalf of myself, my partner Chuck, and the sound editing crew, I would like to thank Bob Zemeckis, Amblin, Walt Disney Studios for this great opportunity. To my wife Pat and kids, clear the mantle.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards continues after this. Ladies and gentlemen, Sybil Shepherd and Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be here now.
Okay. Hi, Sybil. How are you?
Hi.
Hi.
I'm nervous. What do you think? This is the Academy Awards. I've been nervous all week, wondering what am I going to wear? How am I going to pronounce all these names? What about my makeup?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Your makeup looks good tonight, by the way.
Well, it's not supposed to look like I'm wearing any.
Well, you know, all actors wear makeup. Just a lot of us try to look like we don't have it on.
Yeah. Well, it's no secret that we all wear it, but there's makeup and there's makeup. There's the makeup that Sybil and I are wearing, and then there's the special makeup that you'll see these actors wearing. In Beetlejuice, this was Michael Keaton and his friend who used to have a swelled head, created by V. Neal, Steve Laporte, and Robert Short.
Here's New York. Here's Los Angeles.
Coming to America.
Here around here someplace. He live upstairs on the 5th floor.
We're helping to change Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall into so many different characters. Cuts down on the number of actors you have to employ. Only kidding. Rick Baker.
In Scrooge, the visions that Bill Murray saw were so horrible that he was forced to mend his ways. Visions by Tom Berman and Barry Dryden Berman.
And the Oscar goes to...
Got a minute. And the Oscar goes to V. Neal, Steve Laporte, and Robert Short for Beetlejuice.
Thank members of the Academy, our producer Richard Hashimoto, our director Tim Burton, Michael Keaton for bringing that wild and wacky character Beetlejuice to life.
Our hairstylist Yolanda Singh, and a cast of many other makeup artists, Ed Enriquez, Margaret Becerra, Mike Mills, Frank Carasosa, and many others.
And thank you to the Academy for the great honor that we're receiving, as well as to Allan Monroe, and especially to Barbara Slifka for holding this all together. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Patrick Swayze.
Quite a few years ago, I figured
dancing was like totally out of my life. I'm an actor, right? Well, I was wrong. I guess it shouldn't surprise me because I've been dancing from just about the time I could walk. And you could say that I learned dirty dancing from Gene Kelly, Fred Astaire, and a whole slew of other people. And my mother, being a dancer and choreographer, would put me as a baby in an empty theater seat, and I'd watch while she worked. Well, musical comedies were my pacifiers. I was raised on them. I studied them and eventually performed in them. So besides Tarzan, the people who starred in the great movie musicals were my heroes. They were forced to be good at everything, singing, dancing, comedy, drama. It's a challenge few actors have to face today. But in the 1950s, every time you turned around, there was an explosion of talent. And that talent created magic. Magic, the most wonderful and seducing ingredients of show business. It's enough to make you leave home for. These magicians definitely had a hand in seducing me.
I'm singing in the rain, just singing in the rain. What a glorious feeling, I'm happy again.
This song of love is a sad song. Hi, lily, hi, low.
With a song in my heart, I behold your adorable face.
Any notes you can reach, I can go higher.
I can sing anything higher than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
I wish that I could shimmy like my sister's face. She shivers like the jelly on a plate. The heat is on. The heat is on. We're just two little girls from Little Rock.
Thank heaven for little girls.
I love the looks of you, the lure of you.
Oh, because of the man that got away.
Loving you.
Have you heard it's in the stars? Next July we collide with Mars.
Like show business, like no business I know. Everything about it is appealing. Everything that traffic will allow. Nowhere could you get that happy feeling when you are feeling that extra bow. Gesundheit. There's no people like show people. They smile when they
Imagine having such wonderful composers to work with. It's incredible. But a good music score can heighten your appreciation of a film, unlike any other single element. The nominations this year for original score will be played by the 10-time Oscar nominee and 3-time Academy Award winner, conductor Marvin Hamlisch. The nominees are John Williams for The Accidental Tourist, George Fenton for Dangerous Liaison, Maurice Jarre for Gorillas in the Mist, Dave Grusin for The Milagro Beanfield War, Hans Zimmer for Rain Man, and the Oscar goes to Dave Grusin for The Milagro Beanfield War. I'm sorry, but the Academy congratulates Dave Grusin and accepts on his behalf.
Ladies and gentlemen, Olivia Newton-John.
Good evening. And for those of you and all my family who are watching in Australia, where it's noon tomorrow, g'day. As an adopted native of one of Her Majesty's dominions, the one far to the south of Hollywood, it's a great pleasure to introduce two gentlemen who come from one directly to the north. They are both Canadians, both exceptional actors who have separately appeared in a staggering array of movies covering all the bases. Comedies, dramas, science fiction, westerns, even a Fellini movie. Tonight they're here together, which is only fitting because they're father and son. Please welcome Kiefer Sutherland and Donald Sutherland.
Tonight, the Board of Governors of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science is presenting this honorary Oscar to the National Film Board of Canada in recognition of its 50th anniversary and its dedicated commitment to originate artistic, creative, and technological activity and an excellence in every area of filmmaking.
Which resulted in the Film Board distributing over 6,500 productions in English and French, which garnered for them some 3,000 prizes, among which were 8 Academy Awards.
Over the years, the board has become famous also for its animated films, the development of 16mm sound sync handheld cameras, and the world's first 3D IMAX film.
The Film Board is an intrinsic element in the fabric of Canadian culture and tradition, and it is with great pride that we introduce to you those who have come here to accept this reward on the board's behalf. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the Minister of Communications for the Government of Canada, Marcel Marce, filmmaker Colin Lowe, and filmmaker Anne-Claire Poirier.
Thank you very much. Merci. I'm proud to accept this Oscar on behalf of the 26 million people of Canada to whom the National Film Board belongs. The board is represented here tonight by Anne-Claire Poirier and Colin Lowe. For 50 years, talented Canadian filmmakers have made the National Film Board one of the most respected and honored institutions in the world. Ces films faits à notre image sont les ambassadeurs culturels du Canada et nous sommes fiers de les partager avec le monde entier. Again, this is a great honor for the National Film Board and for all Canadians, and we thank the members of the Academy. Thank you very much. Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return. Academy Award winner, Miss Angelica Houston.
Our second nominee for Best Picture has inspired almost as much political controversy as critical acclaim. Mississippi Burning stars two brilliant actors, Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe, as FBI agents assigned to investigate the 1964 disappearance of 3 young civil rights workers in Mississippi. In this scene, the two confront each other over tactics and a few other matters besides during a vigil at the hospital bed of one of their witnesses, Best Supporting Actress nominee Frances McDormand.
Mr. Anderson, stop! Mr. Anderson! I'm telling you to stop, and I mean it. We're not killers. That's the difference between them and us. That's the difference between them and you. You're not any more like them than I am.
Wrong. What do you care what I do with somebody tied behind a sheriff's badge? Don't you have the whole world to change?
That's right, and I'm changing.
Oh, you're just as arrogant as you are stupid.
You're changing it, too.
I damn well gonna make some changes right now.
Don't be so stupid. Don't go messing this up just because you're partial to fooling around with witnesses.
You... Oh, good morning. Oh.
Here, Mississippi Burning's two extraordinary stars, Gene Hackman and Willem Dafoe.
Would you like to explain about your hair?
It's for a film I'm making right now called Triumph of the Spirit. I came here from Auschwitz in Poland, where we're in the middle of production right now.
We're going to present the Oscar for art direction. It occurred to me it's kind of a confusing term, so let me clarify it. An art director does for movies what an interior decorator and a landscape architect combined do for your home.
Only the art director does it on time, and it doesn't cost as much. Here are the nominees.
For Beaches, art direction by Albert Brenner, set decoration by Garrett Lewis. For Dangerous Liaisons, art direction by Stuart Craig, set decoration by Gerard James. Excuse me.
For Rain Man, art direction by Ida Random, set decoration by Linda DeSena.
For Tucker, The Man in His Dream, art direction by Dean Tavoularis, set decoration by Armin Gantz.
For Who Framed Roger Rabbit, art direction by Elliot Scott, set decoration by Peter Howitt.
And the Oscar goes to Dangerous Liaisons, Stuart Craig and Gerard James.
I'd just like to acknowledge some terrific work from my fellow nominees. I'm very honored to receive this. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Bo Derek and Mr. Dudley Moore.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, Mrs. D.
Good evening, Mr. D.
Hair looks different. I must say, it certainly is a pleasure to see you again. You know, I mean, how many years ago was it?
It was 10 years, Dudley.
10. 10.
10.
I remember doing a film with a girl who looked exactly like you about that number of years ago. But the mind plays tricks. Would that the body could as well. You know... Well, you know, just seeing you actually makes the memories of working on that picture fairly gush forward, you know, in a great surge of nostalgia.
You haven't changed a bit, have you?
No, no, no. Yeah. Anyway, how, oh, this is awful. How ironic, though, that we should be here tonight presenting the award for Best Costume Design when, as I recall, it's hardly worth reading the rest of the paragraph. We did most of our distinguished work on that film wearing absolutely no costume whatsoever.
Dudley, as I recall, you were wearing a little something.
Well, let's not get clinical. The designers, of course, who've been nominated tonight, fortunately had a great deal more to work with. Or to put it another way, no. Well, no, I'm not really quite sure how to say that. Your turn, Bo.
Yes. The award for Best Costume Design will go to one of the following gifted artists. Deborah Nadulman, whose creations ran from African tribal robes to fast food uniforms and coming to America. We didn't talk about
James Aitchison, for his line of seductive French sportswear in Dangerous Liaison. Jane Robinson, who clothed the last gasp of the British Empire in a handful of dust.
Patricia Norris, who mixed the Wild West with Old Hollywood in Sunset. And Milena Canonero, who recreated the post-war fashion boom, including no end of car coats, in Tucker, the Man and His Dream. And the Oscar goes to James Aitchison for Dangerous Liaison.
Thank you, Academy. I'd like to firstly thank my assistant, Frank Gardner, and the wonderful team of people that actually cut and sewed these costumes. I'd also like to thank the wonderful group of actresses that withstood the rigors of 18th century corsetry with such patience and good humor. I'd like to thank Norma Heyman and Hank Moonjean and Stephen Frears, the director. And I'd also like to thank Christopher Hampton, who wrote the play and who wrote this wonderful screenplay that inspired us all. Thank you very much.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return with Sammy Davis Jr. and Gregory Hines. The 61st Annual Academy Awards is being brought to you by the heartbeat of America, today's Chevrolet. AT&T, the right choice. The good time, great taste of McDonald's. And J.C. Penney. You're looking smarter than ever at J.C. Penney. Ladies and gentlemen, Billy Crystal.
Thank you. This is an amazing thing to walk out and see all of these great stars. This is almost like going to a Laker game. Is it good? I have been asked to present a package of clips about tap dancing in the movies. Now, this is something I am a fan of, but I know very little about. Growing up in New York, I was a big fan of movie musicals, never quite understood them. No, I mean, really, West Side Story, the first musical I saw. I grew up in New York. I never saw tough guys walk down the street like that. Ref, meet you at the gym at 9. Don't wear that. I never saw that. But if they had asked me about my favorite movies, I would talk about The Ten Commandments, which was on the other night. It's a great movie. It's a lesson for all actors. Be very careful if you do a biblical film. Certain actors can do it. Charlton Heston was phenomenal in it. Edward G. Robinson, a great actor. I didn't quite get it. Where's your Messiah now? Where's your Moses now, see? Now, let my people go now. Didn't quite get it. What? Yul Brynner was great in that movie. Yul Brynner could do anything. But did you know that Mr. Brynner was the original Babe Ruth in the Babe Ruth story, which later was played by William Bendix? True. Shot 3 days, didn't quite work. Hey, babe, gonna hit a home run today? I'm going to try. Boy, I tell you, the Chicago Cubs have got me nuts. But there's a kid. There's a boy, a sick boy in Brooklyn. I promised him I did a single, a double, a triple, etc., 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 etc. It was good. But they didn't ask me about that. I'm a hit with a band. They didn't ask me about that. You guys all rent at the same place, or what? They didn't ask me about the new movies coming out this summer. The great sequel to the classic of Mice and Men starring George Bush and Dan Quayle.
Oh, tell me about the Contras, George. Tell me about the Contras.
Didn't ask me about that. There's a new breeze blowing.
No, I want to know.
Anyway, that went too far. They asked me to look at this clip about tap dancing. And I looked at it, and he's a tremendous artist. But as I was looking at it, I thought that I could do that easily. And I came up with a way that you can do this, too. Now, please, don't try this at home. I am a professional. Here's how you can learn how to tap at home. All you need is a hand mic, a little eucalyptus cough drop, and watch it. You can tap like any of these great artists you're about to see, all right? I'm going to try it. So what's the big deal? Now, please take a look at these people who think they know what they're doing. So would you please welcome two great artists, one of whom I've acted with, the other one I've been on occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, Gregory Hines and Sammy Davis Jr.
For more than 3 decades, people have been talking about the performances they've seen on the Oscar show. Even though they're legendary, no one has seen any of the original song nominee performances more than once.
Well, tonight we're going to remedy that. So, you get your VCRs ready. Ladies and gentlemen, here comes Oscar's greatest hits.
outside.
I got it away.
Baby, it's cold outside.
This evening has
And
been
I'm hoping that you drop in.
so very nice.
I'll hold your hand there just like ice. In the cool, cool, cool of the evening. Tell 'em I'll be there.
Sweet coins in the fountain. Through the ripples, how they shine. Moon river, wider than a mile.
Bachelor in paradise, be careful. What's new, pussycat? Whoa! What's new, pussycat? Whoa! What's it all about?
If we could talk to the animals and learn their languages, maybe take an animal degree. I'd study elephant and eagle, a buffalo and beagle, a alligator, guinea pig and flea.
Have you seen the way they kiss in a movie?
Isn't it delectable? Painted lips and pencil lining your brow. Then the two of us need look no more. We both found what we were looking for. Now the days seem to fly. Life is brief, but when it's gone, love goes on and on. Love, ageless and evergreen, seldom seen by two. Give it all to you, my love, and let's
Time of my life, owe it all to you.
So was that you singing Talk to the Animals?
No, that was me singing Ben.
Ben.
Tonight, one of these three nominees will be added to the distinguished list of Oscar winners. Greg?
The nominees are From Baghdad Cafe, Calling You, music and lyric by Bob Telson. From Working Girl, Let the River Run, music and lyric by Carly Simon. From Buster, Two Hearts, music by Lamont Dozier, lyric by Phil Collins.
And the Oscar goes to Carly Simon for Let the River Run from Working Girl. Come on up here, Carly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. This is really for you, Mike. You are the guardian angel tonight. Thank you so much. And thank you to my husband, Jim Hart, for writing the best lines in the song. Thank you, sweetheart. And to 20th Century Fox, and to Clive Davis and everyone at Arista, and to Rob Mounsey, who made the song sound good, and my children. If you found a television set on that island where you are, your mom is really proud.
Please welcome Miss Candace Bergen and Miss Jacqueline Bissett.
and I are really delighted and very honored to be presenting the award for the best foreign film.
So honored that we thought it would be a great idea to complete our remarks in a foreign language. You go first, Jackie.
Le programme des Oscars télévisés est cette année vu par plus d'1 billion de personnes dans le monde entier. Et plus de 20 pays vont le voir en direct. Éventuellement, le programme sera traduit dans au moins 30 langues.
Avec toute cette technologie, vous auriez pensé qu'ils ont trouvé le moyen de sortir nos voitures du parking en moins de 2 heures. Ne m'attends pas, lui. Il y a un vieux reste de poulet dans le frigo. Et n'oublie pas de sortir le chien. But back to business. Let's present the award.
Certainly, but... In order to do that, we must bring out a great friend of the Academy, the president of the Motion Picture Association of America, Monsieur Jacques Valenti.
Mr. Jack Valenti.
I was backstage, and I said, je sais la femme, and they pointed me here. Bonsoir, mesdames. Now that I've exhausted all of my language skills, let's get on with it.
Okay. Knock yourself out, boom, boom.
No.
The nominees for Best Foreign Language Picture are...
From Hungary, Hanussen, the tragedy of a clairvoyant whose gift is exploited by the Nazis. From Belgium, The Music Teacher, about a stern disciplinarian and the singers he enters in a grueling competition. And from Denmark, Pele the Conqueror, a saga of the hard life endured by immigrants in Scandinavia.
From India, Salam Bombay, which chronicles how a small boy becomes a citizen of the streets. And from Spain, Women on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, which demonstrates you'd better be careful what kind of message you leave on somebody's answering machine. And the Oscar goes to Denmark for Pele the Conqueror.
Oh, it's so exciting, so I'm very nervous, and I made a film about very poor immigrants coming to Denmark, and here I'm standing in my tuxedo on this shiny thing. Thank you very much, and thank you to everybody who has been involved in this picture. Thank you.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return with the award for Supporting Actor. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Barbara Hershey.
Our third nominee for Best Picture is The Accidental Tourist, about a travel writer whose broken leg forces him to stay in one place, which opens new vistas in his life. In this scene, Academy Award winner Gina Davis gives William Hurt a few pointers on learning how to walk a dog.
I think he's got the hang of it. Now you. Yank that leash. He knows what he's supposed to do. Good. Don't forget to cluck. Every little minute, you have to praise him. Pick up that slack. Cluck.
This is a bit more difficult with crutches.
I once taught a man who had no legs and only one arm. He had a Great Dane.
Really?
Now I need M's or N's. Anything starting with those. Do you picture us getting married sometime? To a second honeymoon.
And now, the Best Supporting Actor of 1986 and the Best Supporting Actor of 1987, Academy Award winners Michael Caine and Sean Connery.
Isn't this incredible, Sean? 30 years after we first met, here we are at the Oscars together. I'm trying to remember what I was doing at the time. I remember I was in Harold Pinter's first play at the Royal Court. What were you doing?
I was still at school.
No, you weren't. I remember what you were doing. You know what he was doing? He was in the chorus of South Pacific. It's true, right? By the way, I loved your speech last year when you got this award.
I loved yours too, Michael.
Did you? I didn't make one, Sean. I wasn't here. I was working. And ladies and gentlemen, I would like to take this opportunity to make that speech now. I would like to thank the Academy, of course. Thank you very much. And I would like to thank Woody Allen, my beautiful wife, Shakira, my lovely daughter, Natasha, and I'd like to spell, Swifty Lazar.
I'm not on this list. I don't understand it.
What's your name?
My name is Bond.
Bond? Hey, Bond? Oh.
Really? How are you doing?
Hey. Hey.
It's David Putnam.
It's David Putnam, isn't it? I thought they sent you back to England.
No, I used to look like Roger Moore.
You know he looks like Roger Moore with a beard.
And he looks like Sean Connery with a moustache.
He is Sean Connery with a moustache.
You want to know what I was doing 30 years ago?
No, Roger, what were you doing?
I was still trying to grow this beard.
Were you? Boom.
Shall we get on with it?
Yeah. The nominees for the Best Actor in a Supporting Role are...
Alec Guinness in Little Dorrit.
How dare you? Am I to be told by my own son that I have therefore received a treatment not due to a gentleman?
Father.
I point out to you, sir, the delicacy of your father's position. Besides, is it Christian to stigmatize an individual who begs to be excused?
Kevin Kline in A Fish Called Wanda.
Put him up.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll put one up.
Put the other one up.
This looks better.
I'm warning you, Otto. What are you going to do, Archie? Shoot me? Gun me down in cold blood like a dog? Hey! You want to settle something with me? Then why don't you fight me? You're a man, aren't you, Archie? And let's fight like men. Come on!
Martin Landau in Tucker, the Man and His Dreams.
When I was a little kid, maybe 5 years old in a little country, my mother used to say to me, she'd warn me, she'd say, don't get too close to people. You'll catch their dreams. Years later, I realized I misunderstood her. Germs, she said, not dreams. You'll catch their germs.
River Phoenix in Running on Empty.
For you, and it's dangerous for them. I'm sorry, I just couldn't stop myself. You can do what you want to. You can tell your dad anything. I don't care. I just needed you to know. I don't know what I'm doing. And I love you.
Dean Stockwell in Marriage of the Mob.
Angela, you're a very exciting woman. For some crazy reason, I think I'd rather kill myself than hurt you. But suicide's out of the question.
And the Oscar goes to Kevin Kline in A Fish Called Wanda.
There's a lot of Brits here tonight. Scary. But I have to thank a few of them. This is astonishing. A thank you to Michael Schamberg, the producer of The Fish Called Wanda, who got me together, 6 or 7 years ago with John Cleese, and he said, I want to write a movie where you get run over by a steamroller and eat a lot of Michael Palin's tropical fish. I said, great, sounds good, I'm in, let's do it. And then he actually wrote it. I'd like to thank the Academy for naming me in this group of most distinguished actors, the 5 nominees. I share this with you. I would like to thank John Cleese for writing this brilliant script, for his generosity, for his friendship, to my fellow actors, Michael Palin, Jamie Lee Curtis, to Jonathan Benson, to Charlie Crichton, who at 77 proves that even with 20 or 25 years off, there's no such thing as growing old when you've got a dream. He's the best. Thank you very much for this. And I'd like to thank my wife, Phoebe. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Bridges, Lloyd, Lowe, and Jeff.
Dad, you look upset. What's the problem?
Well, I was just wondering which one of those categories that Tom Selleck mentioned at the top of the show we fit into.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's 3 of us, so that rules out the couples. I could leave.
Oh, Mr. Sense.
Yeah, you could leave. But then, I don't know, we're not co-stars, so,
Hey,
no,
listen,
we
listen,
can't do
listen,
that. What?
listen. With the 2 of you, I'd be proud to settle for companions, huh?
Oh, that's sweet. Isn't that sweet? Now, why don't you say something sweet like that once in a while, Bo?
Hey, we have been asked to present the award for visual effects. Die Hard. For this picture, the actor falls harmlessly back into a blue screen, which is replaced by a special effects magic with a filmed background, and we see Alan Rickman hurtling many stories to his death. The nominees, Richard Endlin, Al Dezzaro, Brent Boats, and Thane Morris.
Did you ever think a car could have a mind? Well, Ken Ralston, Richard Williams, Edward Jones, and George Gibbs gave us one. Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
And Willow, the good fairy, is dangled in the dark, and with the help of special lighting and a blue screen, she joins some friends in the forest. The nominees, Dennis Buren, Michael McAllister, Bill Tibbett, and Chris Evans. And the Oscar goes to Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Thank you very much. It was very special. I'd like to thank the Academy. This award really represents the work of hundreds of people in England and in America to put this show together, brilliantly directed by Bob Zemeckis. And I'd also like to thank some of the artists at Industrial Light and Magic, Scott Farrar, Steve Golly, Steve Starkey, Wes Takahashi, Brad Jarrell, and Bill Kimberlin and my wife Robin. And this award also, for all of us, I believe, is special because it's also should be in honor of all the animators and directors like Tex Avery from the golden age of animation who inspired Roger Rabbit. Thank you.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards continues with 19 of the hottest singing and dancing stars in the movies. The 61st Annual Academy Awards.
One of the stagehands came over to me backstage, and he said, show is running pretty long tonight. He said, maybe it should be called Awards and Remembrance. Well, he's only a stagehand. Not a writer. You know, the word legend gets tossed around rather loosely these days. Army Orchard says hello to you out front 2 years in a row. You're a legend. But there are two people. Would you bring that back a little, please? You went too fast. There are two people. Okay, I'll read it then. Tonight it is my privilege to introduce two people who not only personify comedy greatness, who not only are beloved by millions of people in virtually every corner of the globe, who not only have been delighting audiences for half of this century, but who are among the only people I can think of who could get me to come here from Pacoima words with a C in it are funny to make this introduction. Ladies and gentlemen, Lucille Ball and Bob Hope.
Thank you. Oh, boy. Thank you. Thank you.
How about that?
How about it?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. What a night. I haven't seen so many gorgeous girls since I spent Father's Day with Steve Garvey. But I've got the most gorgeous girl right by my side, Lucille Ball, right there.
Thank you. It really is wonderful to be here, and a particular thrill, especially with you, Bob. It's a very secure feeling being up here with a man who has been on the Oscar show 26 times.
That's true, yeah.
And never won.
You have to mention it, huh?
Well.
I may take a Chilean grape. No, it's not that I haven't,
What are you going to do with
not that I haven't begged, I'll tell you that. I've been on my knees more often than Billy Swaggart. Anyway, a lot of people are wondering what Lucy and I are doing up here together. You know, we made 4 pictures together.
Yeah, talk about dangerous liaisons.
Even though we haven't worked in a while, we still keep in touch with everything. In fact, today, the Ayatollah Khomeini called me and asked me who wrote Ishtar.
And I hear they offered you a role in the picture about Dan Quayle's visit to the White House.
Yeah, the accidental tourist. Actually, I was called back to Washington to paper train the puppies.
Oh.
You know, Millie, the White House dog, had 3 puppies. Actually, she had 5, but the Senate rejected 2.
Bob, can we stop now?
No, we're on a roll. Why do we stop? No, I want to tell you, we may get a better offer. Lucy's right, though. We got a lot to say here.
And we got a very important thing to say because we know who the winners are.
Yes, and we haven't even opened the envelope.
Yeah, you're about to see 19 of the hottest young actors and actresses in pictures. These are the people who will be winning Oscars way into the next century.
That's right. You've already seen them act in hit movies, but tonight you're going to see them sing and dance. You know, Bob, I've always felt that hidden within every great actor is a song and dance man.
Yeah, you're telling me. In another life, I was Shirley MacLaine.
Oh, no.
Anyway, here we are with 19 triple threaders. Make a note of their names now. You're going to be hearing a lot from these kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Oscar winners of tomorrow, in a number especially written for this year's show by Marvin Hamlish and Fred Ebb, and choreographed by Kenny Ortega.
Up here, accepting the prize.
Someday, my Oscar will come, and I'll grab him with tears in my eyes. Don't tell me how to dress. I'll know. Don't tell me about my speech. I'll know just what to say. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Gee, but it's great to be an Oscar winner. A super, 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 super Oscar winner.
I am most humbly impressed.
The Academy has voted me the very best. Now that I'm finally a statuetter, forgive me if I wear a silly smile. I studied you best, it took lots of sweat, but now I know the work I did was really worthwhile. An Oscar winner, an Oscar winner.
Now watch the agents treating me right.
They'll do and bravo, all right, my novel. The title of the tale will be It Happened One Night. Gee, but it's great to join the list of giants who stood up here and made a humble bow.
Some night it will be, that moment will be.
I just wish that moment was now.
So I trained and I studied and I went to those who teach movement and posture and language and speech.
Twang, twang, fly high. Wow,
I've been hit in the eye.
I was lovely in Ibsen and perfect in Chekhov. And I did all my James Fonda exercises in case.
Praise the Lord.
Came along.
No, I don't sing and I don't dance. I am a thespian in the classic sense. Don't talk to me about paying dues. I waited tables in Manhattan for 10 years and some of the finest restaurants in West Hollywood. I have studied extensively. I studied with Stella. I studied with Strasberg. I studied Stanislavski. I am a serious actor. I was on Dynasty.
Oscar goes to...
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Goldblum and Academy Award winner Gina Davis.
As we all know, documentaries are so compelling to watch because the acting is just that much more real than in fiction films.
Not really. If I may, I'm sorry.
Sure, you know how when we watch documentaries or the news, sometimes we say, wow, if only we could act that real.
Yeah, but they're not acting. Acting's behaving as if it's real life, and that's real life. And very compelling, absolutely.
So, in fact, we're saying the same thing.
Well, really, we've pretty much said nothing, so...
Hey, wait a minute. Do you realize that what we're doing right now is exactly what we were just talking about? That
What's that?
we're behaving as if we're having a real conversation, when, in fact, we know exactly what we're going to say.
Holy cow, that's right. That's right. And I even knew I was going to say holy cow.
And my next line after that is, and my next line after that.
Have we lost our sense of dignity as presenters here? I don't know.
Actually, I thought just you had.
I'm reading the nominees. The nominees for Best Documentary Short Subjects are The Children's Storefront, about an extraordinary experiment in education conducted in a small Harlem school. Karen Goodman, producer.
Family Gathering, the story of a Japanese-American's internment during World War II. Lisa Yasui and Ann Tegnell, producers.
Gang Cops, chronicling 5 months with a gang unit of the Los Angeles Police. Thomas B. Fleming and Daniel J. Marks, producers.
Portrait of Imogen, a Valentine to 70-year-old photographer Imogen Cunningham. Nancy Hale and Meg Partridge, producers.
And You Don't Have to Die, about a kid with cancer who beat the odds and shows how other kids can. William Gutentag and Malcolm Clark, producers.
And the Oscar goes to You Don't Have to Die, William Gutentag and Malcolm Clark, producers.
We'd like to thank the Gaze family whom the film was about, our crew, Greg Andracki, Owen McCann, Nancy Fraze, and John K. Maker, animator. At HBO, Sheila Nevins, Sis Wolf, and everyone there who helped. Beth Howell and Jennifer Warren, who had the idea in the first place, and, of course, our family.
He speaks a lot faster than me. I'm going to go a little slower. I just want to thank the Academy for continuing to recognize the significance, the uniqueness of documentary film. It's very good to know that the documentary tradition is alive and well and appreciated by the members of this Academy. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, 2 of this year's Best Actor nominees, Edward James Olmos and Max von Sydow.
Eddie, congratulations on your nomination for Best Actor.
God bless you and thank you, Max. It's an honor and a pleasure to have experienced this moment with you and documenting it. Thank you. We're here to present the Oscar for Documentary Features. There's a very impressive lineup of nominees in this category.
The first nominee is The Cry of Reason by Nodi. An Afrikaner Speaks Out. Robert Bielheimer and Ronald Mix, producer.
Hotel Terminus, The Life and Times of Klaus Barbie. Marcel Opels, producer.
Let's Get Lost. Bruce Weber, Dan Bush, producer.
Promises to Keep, Jeannie Duran, producer.
Who Killed Vincent Chin? Renee Tajima and Christine Choi, producer.
And the Oscar goes to Hotel Terminus, The Life and Times of Klaus Barbie, Marcel Opel, producer.
I want to thank the Academy, and there's a lot of people I have to thank because it's a very long film. There are whole countries to thank, the ones I belong to, the ones I love, France and America. And I want to thank it took a very long time to do the film, therefore I want to thank the people who had all the patience and let me go over budget and raise funds and help get it out of the cutting room. John Friedman, Peter Kovler, Hamilton Fish, and thank you Ernst, and thank you Sam. Et je voudrais aussi remercier le montage de Biancourt, Catherine Zins, Albert Jurgenson et Sophie Brunet. Thank you.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return with Bruce Willis and several surprise guests. Ladies and gentlemen, 1987 Oscar nominee for Best Supporting Actress, Miss Anne Archer.
Our fourth nominee for Best Picture is Dangerous Liaisons, the story of a fatal attraction of another era. We're in Paris in the late 1700s, and as we join the lecherous Vicomte de Valmont, played with relish by John Malkovich, he is in mid-seduction, about to conquer the exquisitely tortured Academy Award nominee, Michelle Pfeiffer. Then, of course, he will have to report back to his partner in passion, the world-class Academy Award nominee, world-class manipulator, I should say, Academy Award nominee Glenn Close.
Why should you be so upset by the idea of making me happy?
You're right. I can't live either unless I make you happy. So I promise. No more refusals. No more regrets.
It was unprecedented.
Really?
It had a kind of charm that I don't think I've ever experienced before. Once she'd surrendered, she behaved with perfect candor. Total mutual delirium, which for the first time ever with me outlasted the pleasure itself. She was astonishing. So much so that I ended by falling on my knees and pledging her eternal love. And do you know that at that time, and for several hours afterward, I actually meant it.
I see.
Good evening, I'm Dan Quayle, and welcome to a kinder, gentler Oscar. Tonight, we've been saying no longer the winner is, it's the award goes to someone else. And I was here last year. I was sitting out there, like many of you, and waiting like that, and knowing that, yes, it might be me. And they opened the envelope, and Michael Douglas, really? I'm so very, very happy for you. I really am. And they come in real close, and you have to smile. But, hey, wouldn't it be better if you could just be really honest and go, Michael, hey. No. But that's why, a year ago, I was nominated, I lost, and now I'm dressed as a giant rat. I feel like some sort of ad for steroids. Do you take steroids?
No, sir, I do not.
Hello, I'm Michael Eisner. Tonight's Disney movie stars Sylvester Stallone as Bambo. I'm here for a reason, dressed like this,
4 more years.
to present a very special Oscar. If not, I don't know why the ears. Look, Vincent Van Mouse. Now. I would like to talk for a brief moment about cartoon consciousness. You never see Robert De Niro's face on a watch? No. I would like to bring out now a man from a movie, a very special movie we're giving an award to tonight. Behind every great man, they say there's a great behind. No, that's Tammy Faye Baker, I'm sorry. I would like to bring out, to help me this evening, the voice of Roger Rabbit, Charles Fleischer.
Thank you very much. You know, Robin, because of the amazing success of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, tunes are now being taken seriously in Hollywood, and soon tunes are going to be offered serious dramatic roles.
That's right. They'll be doing a sequel starring Roger Rabbit and Mickey Mouse in Rain Mouse.
I gotta get my underwear. I gotta get my underwear.
Hey, but you don't understand.
I gotta go to Oakenburn.
Turismo came out in Toontown.
And as we do that well, we can also see maybe cartoon characters on Broadway. Elmer Fudd in Streetcar Named Desire.
Mickey Mouse will be able to explore the character part.
Hello, my name is Mickey Mouse. Welcome to the Mouse Club. M-I-C, see what I mean? K-E-Y, why? Because I said so.
That's why we're here this evening, to present a very, very special award. But first, we also believe that tunes have a power. Tune power, because tunes could one day rule the world. They could be political leaders, right?
Hey, that's a good idea.
Hey, that's the way to go.
Tunes, political leaders. Hey, how about Gaddafi da?
That's it. Hey, maybe Yasser Arafat.
Hey, Mousy Tune.
Ayatollah Kamausi.
Hey, that's a good one. Hey, Goofy Bush.
Hey, Dan Quayle. No, that's too close. Okay.
This is too close.
Hey, go away from that one. Out of here.
This is our Special Achievement Award that's being presented to Dick Williams for his incredible direction in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. He has the ability to create cartoon characters that move with the grace and agility of fine dancers and to project the great emotional depth of our finest actors.
Ditto.
Daughter. This is Dick Williams. He's really the best because he draws cartoons much better than the rest. He draws his tunes with style and class. He drew my wife and she's got a nice smile. Take it, Popeye.
He gives them life, he gives them smart, he gives them smart, and he gives them life. Too bad he didn't draw my wife.
So I guess what we're trying to say is Dick Williams is here to stay. So here's a secret from me to you. Richard Williams is a tune too.
Ladies and gentlemen, remember this. Great cartoon voices without great animation would simply be radio. Please welcome Richard Williams.
Wow. Thank you very much, members of the Academy and Carl Bell. I have to thank first Steven Spielberg for having the enormous prestige to midwife the whole thing and get all those different competing cartoons in the same movie. Then to Jeffrey Katzenberg, who kept his cool under tremendous duress, and thank God or I wouldn't be here tonight. Also, when I met Bob Zemeckis first, in the first 10, 15 minutes, I said, boy, you know exactly what you want. I'll be your pencil. And so Bob should have, anyway, there's an awful lot of Bob in these. And we had some marvelous animators on the film, and I have to single out one who I used as pillars. He held up bits of that film like a bunch of pillars, and that's Andreas Deja. Thank you. Thanks. The best is yet to come.
Ladies and gentlemen, Demi Moore and Bruce Willis.
When we were asked to present the award for cinematography, we thought the best way to show you what a great cinematographer does was to show you a truly inspiring example of bad cinematography.
I'm very pleased to announce that I shot this myself. What we have here is a bad lighting shot coming in from the kitchen window. There's a little shaky camera move there. There's a baby, yep. Oh, there's a shot of the tile floor there. Yeah, wanted to get that shot. Now we're going to cut up the Demi's head. Yeah, there's a baby. Oh, don't want to get her too much in the picture there. Yeah, hi, honey, how are you? Yeah, you see it. Looking very good. Want to get the baby in there? Yeah, there it is. Good. Beautiful cinematography. Oh, okay, there she is. Very nice. Nice stuff. Shot that myself. Well, now that we've shown you what truly bad cinematography is, we would like to proceed.
And show you some good cinematography.
Well, we'd like to tell you about these cinematographers. There are, I believe, 5 of them. And we'll
Here
say...
we go.
Here they are right here.
The nominees for Best Cinematography are these well-composed gentlemen. Peter Bijou, who captured the incendiary images of Mississippi burning.
John Seal, who answered the question, what would Dustin Hoffman look like dancing with Tom Cruise in Rain Man?
Conrad L. Hall, for single-handedly raising the value of everyone's beach property in Tequila Sunrise.
Sven Nykvist, who brilliantly recreated Prague in '68 and the unbearable lightness of being.
And Dean Cundy, who showed us what Culver City would have looked like in the 40s if half of everybody living there was a cartoon character in Roger Rabbit. Cundy, sorry.
And the winner is?
And the Oscar goes to Peter Bijou for Mississippi Burning.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Academy, thank you very much indeed. It's a great honor to be here. It's a great thrill. Thank you very much.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will return with Michael Douglas and the award for actor in the leading role. And brought to you by Kodak Color Tins, colors you can love. Coca-Cola Classic, you can't beat the feeling. GE, from aircraft engines to appliances, we bring good things to life. And Revlon, the most unforgettable women in the world wear Revlon. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Carrie Fisher and Mr. Martin Short.
Martin, how did this happen?
Carrie, I'm sorry.
Martin, I took you to the store. You saw me buy the dress. You knew I was going to wear it to the Academy Awards. You knew this was a special occasion for me. You knew I wanted to look particularly distinctive.
Carrie, you have hundreds of dresses. I have 4.
this was my moment at the Oscars, and you pretty much destroyed it by humiliating me in front of millions of people just because of your desperate need for attention.
So what are you saying? You want me to go change? All right, I'll change. But the shoes stay.
Men, you can't live with them and you can't kill them. In the category of Best Animated Short Films, the nominees are Cordell Barker for The Cat Came Back, Bill Croyer and Brian Jennings for Technological Threat, John Lasseter and William Reeves for Tin Toy. And the Oscar goes to Tin Toy, John Lasseter, and William Reeves.
Oh, this is great, Joey. We did it. We'd like to thank the Academy for this great honor because it's the first time this award has gone to a computer-animated film. We'd like to share this with the computer graphics community the world around. But the computers didn't create the films, people did. And we'd like to thank those people at Pixar.
Firstly, Evan Osby, who should be on stage with us tonight.
Great job, Evan.
Ralph Guggenheim, Greg Good, Deirdre Warren, Susan Anderson, just everybody else.
Steve
the management,
Jobs.
Steve Jobs, thank you very much. Thank you.
In the category of Best Live Action Short Film, the nominees are...
I'm all ready now. I'm sorry, did I miss anything?
We're doing live action short.
Oh, that's good, Fisher. Oh, I see what you live action short is. It is nice, you know, the first time at the Oscars and they name an award after me. Gives one pause. The nominees are Dean Pariseau and Stephen Wright for the appointments of Dennis Jennings. Martia Carell and Abby Goldstein for Cadillac Dreams. Gary Moss and George DeGolian for Gullah Tales. And the Oscar goes to the appointments of Dennis Jennings, Dean Pariseau, and Stephen Wright.
This is to the short film category, and we're really glad that we cut out the other 60 minutes. We'd like to thank David Picker, Paula Mazer, Mike Armstrong, co-writer, Paul Jackson, and I'd like to personally thank Peter Sally and Johnny Carson.
We'd also like to thank HBO, Alive Films, the Academy, and Sally, my wife.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Academy Award-winning actor Michael Douglas. Academy Award-winning producer Michael Douglas.
Thank you. There is nothing more difficult and subjective than assembling 5 extraordinarily gifted actors and choosing one of them to receive an Oscar. But we must remember the stated purpose of the founders of the Academy back in 1927. This award was to serve as a constant incentive. So holding that thought, we will remind ourselves of the stunning work done this year by these 5 artists. Gene Hackman, The Mississippi Burning.
Smile when the bulldozer ran over the black kid's body. Get here! Get here! Did you smile when the bodies were covered over? Get here! Get here! Get up here. Come on. Get here. Did you smile that same stupid smile? Huh? Did you?
Tom Hanks for Big.
It's called the Dukes. I made this for you. Who are you calling? Ah! I have a birthmark behind my left knee.
You bastard, what did you do to my son?
I am your son, Mom.
Where is my child?
Ma.
Where is my son?
Ma.
Police!
Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
Read the midnight radio, the Delta House Delta Crest, August 2nd, 1985, Lockheed L-1011, Dallas, Fort Worth, Treble Winch.
All airlines.
135.
All airlines have crashed at one time or another. That doesn't mean that they are not safe.
Qantas.
Qantas?
Qantas never crashed.
Edward James Olmos for Stand and Deliver.
Did not have Spanish surnames and come from barrio schools. You know that. There's something going on here that nobody is talking about. And you know what it is. I know well how to spell discrimination. I thought this was over a long time ago. Are you doing this to my kids? My kids could teach you a thing or two, Johnny.
I'm gonna call security if you can't control yourself, Escalante.
Go for it.
Max von Sydow for Feli the Conqueror.
Bra är det ju inte. Du tänker inte be om förlåtelse? Nej, det ska du ju inte heller. Fast kanske ändå. Nej.
And the Oscar goes to Dustin Hoffman for Rain Man.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm supposed to be jaded by this point. I'm very honored, and I thank the Academy for your support, and I also thank Tom Hanks and Max von Sydow and James Olmos and my good friend Gene Hackman for their wonderful work, even if they didn't vote for me. I didn't vote for you guys either. It's a pleasure to be here with such good work. I thank my agent, Mike Ovitz, and Tony Thermopoulos for making this project stick with glue when it was falling apart. I thank all the producers. I thank the wonderful cast and the crew of this film. who were so emotionally connected with us. I thank the writers, Barry Morrow and Ron Bass, and I just want to thank all the people I talked to that were autistic and their families and the doctors and all their help. And our associate producer, Gail Mutrix, got a hold of us, got a hold of for me to meet, particularly Kim Peek, who was the first inspiration of the film, Joe Sullivan and his mother, and my special thanks to Peter and Kevin Guthrie. My father so wanted to be here tonight. Ironically, a few weeks ago, he joined the family of the disabled, and I understand that at the hospital where he's at tonight, that a lot of people that I've met recently are gathered with him with tuxedos and champagne cups and formals, and they're all watching this show right now on a big TV that they rented. So to the it was just a few weeks ago that he was at the Golden Globes, and he says, let's find Gene Hackman, because he knows we're old roommates. Come on, let's find Gene. Anyway, to the wonderful doctors and nurses and rehabilitation people, and to the families that I've met recently, and to my father, and to his new friends, here's looking at you. Thank you.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will be back with Farrah Fawcett, Ryan O'Neal, and Ally McGraw. The Academy Award nominee for Best Actress, Ally McGraw.
Well, we have one more Best Picture clip to show you before pressing on. That picture is Working Girl, the saga of one woman's broken-heeled climb up the ladder of corporate success. In this scene, Melanie Griffith, the working girl in question, meets Harrison Ford quite by chance in the middle of the Wall Street jungle at one of its nicer watering holes.
I wouldn't know.
Power to the people.
The little people. Oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy, oh, boy.
You okay?
I'm fine. I'm just fine. I took antihistamine before, and it's a nice little buzz.
Wow. I didn't know they let bad girls into these things.
Do I look like I don't belong here?
No. No, I'm sure you're a real ace at whatever it is that you do.
Damn straight.
But how you look.
I have a head for business and a bod for sin. Is there anything wrong with that?
No.
And now I would like to introduce a man who is to die for. At least that's what I did the only time when I worked with him. We met, we fell in love, and I died in his arms 92 minutes later. Tonight he's with another woman, a very beautiful, talented actress. But that's okay with me because their love story's for real. Please welcome Farrah Fawcett and Ryan O'Neal.
It is our pleasure tonight to present the Oscar for Achievement in Film Editing.
A film editor puts all the shots together and gives the movie its rhythm.
If you need it to go faster, or be funnier, or scarier, or bloodier, or just plain shorter, the film editor is the guy you call on. I should know most of my best work has been left on the cutting room floor.
The nominees for the Best Achievement in Film Editing are the following gentlemen: Frank J. Uriosty and John F. Link for Die Hard.
Stuart Bear, Gorillas in the Mist.
Jerry Handling for Mississippi Burning.
Stu Linder for Rain Man.
And Arthur Schmidt for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
And the Oscar goes to
Arthur Schmidt for Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Well, this is really incredible. I'd like to thank a terrific team of incredibly talented collaborators who made an enormous contribution to this. I'd especially like to thank Bob Zemeckis for his brilliant direction. It was his vision, his patience, and his huge talent that made Roger happen, and he made this happen. Thank you very much. Thank you, Bob.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Oscar's special friend, Angie Dickinson.
I picked this flower last week in the lovely Crystal Room of the Beverly Hills Hotel. We were there to present the Oscars for technical and scientific achievement. And during the course of the evening, 3 special Oscars were awarded. The first was presented to Ray Dolby, who with his associate, Yoan Allan, have revolutionized the sound that meets our ears. Many motion picture sound facilities rely on Dolby equipment. The Gordon E. Sawyer Award went to Henry Cook, chief designer of the Cook Speed Pancro, fixed focal length and Veritol zoom lenses, which means when you're taking pictures of your kids at home, you can zoom in for a close-up. And the third award was given to Eastman Kodak for 100 years of service to the motion picture industry. It was a wonderful gathering of the technical geniuses whose work makes possible almost everything we do on the screen. The Dolby D trademark has marquee value, and theater owners have confidence in the most reliable corps of field engineers the industry has ever known. Ray Dolby and Yoan Allan.
I want to acknowledge the Academy and the Technical Committee and the Board of Governors for this great honor. I'm delighted. Thank you very much.
This is a very proud moment for us to feel that we've been more than compensated for the effort we've put into this program. Speaking for myself, I'm proud as hell. Thank you very much.
Only 5 other people have received the Gordon E. Sawyer Award, and I'm very happy to present number 6 to Gordon Henry Cook.
Of special significance is the advance in the state of the art of zoom lens design, which has reached the point where zoom lenses can be considered as the prime tool on the camera rather than the accessory just for gimmick-type purposes. Thank you so much.
Tonight, the Board of Governors of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences presents to Eastman Kodak a special honorary Oscar for its 100-year uninterrupted legacy of service and achievement.
I'd like to thank the Academy and all of you for making this moment possible. This is very special to us. And thanks very much for making the movies.
It was a beautiful evening. I'm in awe of all this technical and scientific expertise, and I congratulate the Oscar winners.
Ladies and gentlemen, 1983 Academy Award nominee for Best Supporting Actress, Amy Irving, and Academy Award recipient, Richard Dreyfuss.
Good evening. In the grand tradition of American screenwriting, I would like to offer an actor's rewrite. And I would like to say I love you and good night to my son Benjamin and my daughter Emily.
Well, then I get to say good night to Max. Good night, Max. In the category of original screenplay, the nominees are: for Big, Gary Ross and Ann Spielberg, who demonstrated that boys will be boys even if they're 35 years old. For Bull Durham, Ron Shelton, who wrote about baseball and other games grown-ups play.
For A Fish Called Wanda, John Cleese, Charles Crichton, who turned a good number of things upside down, including John Cleese.
For Rain Man, Ronald Bass and Barry Morrow, for their chronicle of newfound brotherly love.
For Running on Empty, Naomi Foner, who wrote moving notes from the New Underground.
And the Oscar goes to Ronald Bass and Barry Morrow for Rain Man.
Thank you, Academy members, and thank you, United Artists and the Goober Peters Company. In particular, I'd like to thank Tony Thermopoulos and Roger Birnbaum and Stan Brooks. And to Dustin and Tom and Barry and Mark, my heartfelt gratitude for making the movie and for breathing life into these characters and into this script. And to Gary Loder, and Mark Tingloff and Mike Adler, and to Bev and Clay and Zoe, my love, for your forbearance, and to Kim, and finally to Marna, for her courage. I thank you so very much.
I'm just going to say goodnight to Jennifer and Sasha and leave it at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dennis Quaid, an Academy Award nominee for her performance in Dangerous Liaisons, Miss Michelle Pfeiffer.
They paired us up because we went to different high schools together. I thought that worked great. I got it from Walter Matthau. But Rain Man was an original screenplay written directly for the screen, rewritten directly for the screen, and probably rewritten for the screen.
The following 5 wonderful screenplays started life as something else. A book of letters, in one case, a serial written at the turn of the century for a newspaper.
You might say that they were all rewritten. For Best Screenplay, based on material from another medium, the nominees are Frank Galati and Lawrence Kasdan for their screenplay of The Accidental Tourist, based on the Ann Tyler novel.
Christopher Hampton, who adapted his own play, Les Liaisons Dangereuses, into Dangerous Liaisons. Anna Hamilton Phelan, screenplay Anna Hamilton Phelan and Tab Murphy's story, whose screenplay Gorillas in the Mist was adapted from the story of Diane Fossey.
Christine Edzard, who took Charles Dickens' storytelling tapestry and spread it across a film canvas in her screenplay Little Dorrit. Jean-Claude Carrière and Philip Kaufman, who based their screenplay For the Unbearable Lightness of Being on the novel by Milan Kundera.
And the Oscar goes to Christopher Hampton for Dangerous Liaison.
Well, this is great, but anyone would fly across the Atlantic to get a kiss from Michelle Pfeiffer. I want to thank Norma Heyman and Hank Moonjean, my fellow producers, for showing a beginner the ropes. I want to thank Norma for putting me in touch with Bernie Brillstein, Peter Chernin and Eileen Maisel, without whose courage I think the film wouldn't exist, and faith in it. And finally, I want to thank the two co-recipients of this, Chaudelot de la Clos, who's having about as good a year as it's possible to have if you're a dead writer, and of course Stephen Frears, who created the atmosphere for everyone to be able to do their best work. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Michelle, John and Glenn. Thank you, France. Thank you, America. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Russell and Academy Award winner Goldie Hawn.
Before we go any further here, Tom Cruise and Barry Levinson, we got to let you know that your buddy Dustin is going crazy backstage because he didn't have time to thank you, so he thanks you.
Now, honey, I was just thinking back there that we fit in completely to the theme of the show because we're co-stars, we're compadres, we're companions, and we're a couple.
Yeah, there's only one thing we're not.
What?
Married.
Is that a proposal?
No. You're putting me on the spot. I guess now's as good a time as any to answer that. Oh, you want us to speed things up? Listen, we'll talk about it later tonight, okay? The role of a director needs no explanation.
We will talk about that later.
In these film highlights, you'll see why. We'll be back in a minute.
And the nominees are Charles Crichton, the veteran comedy director whose fresh catch was A Fish Called Wanda.
Come on, give me your best shot. Go on, Ken. You don't have the guts. Admit it. I said I'm sorry. What's up, got him.
Martin Scorsese, who triumphed over insurmountable obstacles, realizing his personal vision of the last temptation of Christ.
And the outcasts, you'll all be blessed because heaven is yours.
And believe me. Believe me, those who are laughing now will be crying later.
Alan Parker has shown his light on a dark chapter in American race relations in Mississippi Burning.
On the search for the 3 missing civil rights workers.
Well, I think all big hopes, but if they are in that their swamp, then they ask for it.
Naval reserves have been brought in to join scores of FBI agents in their search for the missing men.
Well, I think they planned the whole thing and sitting up there in New York laughing at us Mississippi folks.
You think it's a hoax?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a big hoax. They ain't not going to find nothing.
Barry Levinson, who examined autism, brotherly love, and a new way to beat the house at Caesar's Palace in Rain Man.
It's a lot more than 82 toothpicks, right? Like 246 total change. Frank, how many toothpicks are you?
250.
Pretty close. Come on, let's go, Ray. 246.
There's 4 left in the box.
And Mike Nichols, who, believe me, can give dictation with the best of them for Working Girl.
These past few weeks, I've heard this
funny little sound way deep down inside. Tick-tock, tick-tock, tick-tock. My biological clock.
Big deal going. Principals are all meeting it.
And I've been thinking, let's merge.
And the Oscar goes to Barry Levinson for Rain Man.
Thank you. This is really about two actors, Tom Cruise and Dustin Hoffman. If they don't deliver and the performances that they gave, I wouldn't be up here this evening. I have to tell you, I'm so shook up. I'm so taken by the response to Rain Man and that we've had such a positive effect on the audiences that have seen the movie. I'm really appreciative. I thank all you people from the Academy. We have a wonderful staff that did a lot of work on autism. We tried to be as faithful as we could and at the same time try to be entertaining. I have to thank Michael Lowe, who worked to keep this movie alive when we were in a lot of times when it may not have ever happened. And I have to thank my wife, Diana, who, when I walked into the bedroom when I said I can do Rain Man, and she was 7 months pregnant. I said, what do you want to do? And she said, let's go on the road and do the movie and have the baby wherever we were traveling to. We had a little baby boy, and I thank her for that, and I thank you for this.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards will be back with Dustin Hoffman and Tom Cruise and the award for actress in a leading role. The 64th winner, Dustin Hoffman.
In my nervousness, I left out the director's name and I left out Tom's name. Tom, thank you very much. I love you very much.
The 5 women we honor tonight with nominations for Best Actress in a Leading Role have proven to be as resilient as they are talented.
We salute them for their outstanding effort with these nominations. From Dangerous Liaison, Glenn Close.
From The Accused, Jodie Foster.
And then you saw me gang raped. And you think that I had it coming. You're just like all the others.
Man, would you look at me? My best friend is in prison, and if I do this, they're going to keep him for 5 years.
Your best friend is just some great guy, and I'm just this low-life whore that he raped right in front of you. You're not like all the others. You're worse.
From Working Girl, Melanie Griffith.
No, it's my stuff. Look, maybe you can fool these guys with this saint act that you've got down, but do not ever speak to me again like we don't know what really happened. You got me?
Tess, this is business. Let's just bury the hatchet, okay?
You know where you can bury your hatchet? Now get your bony ass out of my sight.
From A Cry in the Dark, Meryl Streep.
Does that concern you?
Of course it concerns me. But he doesn't know what caused the cuts. And if he can't say what happened, how can he say what didn't happen?
So you're not prepared to accept his expertise?
I'm saying what I'd like is a full answer, not a half answer. I'd like to know more than anyone else what happened to my baby daughter.
And from Gorillas in the Mist, Sigourney Weaver.
Crawl in and out of each other's beds. You can do it somewhere else. All right? You're fired.
You can't fire us. We work for the Leakey Foundation, not you!
Get off my mountain!
And the Oscar goes to
Jodie Foster, The Accused.
This is such a big deal, and my life is so simple. There are very few things. There's love and work and family, and this movie is so special to us because it was all three of those things. And I'd like to thank all of my families, the tribes that I come from, the wonderful crew on The Accused, Jonathan Kaplan, Kelly McGillis, Tom Topor, Paramount, the Academy, my schools, thank my schools, and my family, all my brothers and sisters and mothers and fathers out there, and most importantly, my mother Brandy, who taught me that all of my finger paintings were Picasso's, and that I didn't have to be afraid, and mostly that cruelty might be very human, and it might be very cultural, but it's not acceptable, which is what this movie's about. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most exciting words in show business, share.
Thank you. The nominees for Best Picture are The Accidental Tourist, Lawrence Kasdan, Charles Oaken, and Michael Grillo producers. Dangerous Liaison, Norma Heyman and Hank Moonjean producers. Mississippi Burning, Frederick Zollo and Robert F. Pillsbury producers. Rain Man, Mark Johnson producer. And Working Girl, Douglas Wick producer. And the winner is Rain Man, Mark Johnson producer.
I've been told for the past 5 weeks that maybe I should prepare for this. I can't be prepared for this moment. There's so many people. Rain Man belongs to a lot of people. Let me start with Ron Bass and Barry Morrow, who wrote a wonderful script. Peter Guber and John Peters for being exactly what executive producers should be and supporting us all the way. To Gail Mutrix for supporting me. I'd like to thank, Michael Ovitz and Rosalie Swedlin for standing by this for weeks and years. I'd like to thank Dustin and Tom, and a wonderful studio that really doesn't exist anymore. Lee Rich, Tony Thermopoulos, and Roger Birnbaum, who were United Artists and really exactly what anybody could want out of a studio. The producer says that we're not allowed to, we shouldn't really thank our families. We're supposed to wait until we go backstage and use the payphone, but he doesn't know my family. I'd like to thank my wife, Leslie, who really stood by me. Our two foster children, Jack and Rebecca. And, boy, if I didn't mention my mother, I'd be a dead man. Dorothy King and Grace Barrington. Thank you.
We hope you had a good time. Good night, everybody. God bless you.
The 61st Annual Academy Awards, brought to you by